So Sungwoo started his day here, where he got a tour of the Negro League Baseball Museum. But that's not the only thing in his itinerary. Even with a couple hours left before the gates open, you would normally see this line packed with students. However, as you can tell, this year that's not the case. And some fans believe they know why. And up next for the Wildcats is a big matchup with the 6th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, people usually see everyone wearing purple around Aggieville. But on a night like tonight, they'll be seeing people wear a different color. And welcome to K-State Game Day here on K-State HD TV. Zaldy Doyungan alongside former K-State basketball player Skylar Thomas. Ryan Jeffrey told his team in his last huddle to keep the intensity up on defense. They've been able to claw their way back into this game, but they need stops to fully come back. Back to you, Brian. Let's talk about the big game this week, and that's when 5th-ranked Auburn comes into Manhattan to take on our 20th-ranked Wildcats in one of the biggest non-conference matchups this season. The site was Bramlage Coliseum. The event, the Sunflower Showdown. Students piled into the stadium as in-state rival Kansas Jayhawks come into Manhattan to face the K-State Wildcats.
It's definitely the best game atmosphere that I've been a part of.
But before he could get into that atmosphere, he first has to wait for a while.
We got here at 6 o'clock this morning, staying in the cold and braved the cold to see our Cats hopefully win.
Colby Harris wasn't the only one out early, yet something still felt odd about the student line this time around. Even with a couple hours left before the gates open, you would normally see this line packed with students. However, as you can tell, this year that's not the case. And some fans believe they know why.
Hopefully it's because of tests, classes. Probably because weather, it's a little bit chilly. Maybe there's some fans who are deterred by the season.
I think the record, 13-15, that's all. I mean, I know plenty of people that are trying to sell their tickets.
Regardless of attendance, these fans were still optimistic about their chances.
I think we're just as capable as competing with KU. We have competed with top teams in the Big 12.
No matter what this record is, we're still going to win. Still going to try our hardest.
And in the end, their devotion paid off. How often does this happen in Aggieville? One might guess it happens quite a bit, but in this occasion, fans are cheering for a team that's different than their usual. Now, people usually see everyone wearing purple around Aggieville, but on a night like tonight, they'll be seeing people wear a different color. And that color was blue, as fans around Manhattan flocked around Aggieville while sporting their Royals gear, when KC took on the Oakland Athletics in their first playoff game since 1985. But with that being said, Royals fans, such as K-State student Bailey Cormack, have suffered through numerous disappointing seasons, which makes this game even more special.
It's really exciting. I feel like I'm finally getting what I deserve for being a Royals fan for so long. For
other fans, baseball is the only sport they follow, making this occasion even more memorable.
I cannot think of a single sporting event in my entire life that I've been more excited for.
And what a game it was for everyone in Aggieville. Nerves were at their breaking point when the Royals were trailing. But that didn't last, as the excitement arose after the Royals came back to tie the game. And it was only a matter of time before the Royals took it for good, causing Aggieville to go nuts. Showing that the Royal Blue lives deep in the hearts of people outside of Kansas City.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Zaldy Doyungan is here with sports.
Now, Zaldy, it was a good time to see the Wildcats this weekend kind of take care of business. What happened there?
Oh, it was great, John, and actually let's get to it. Many eyes were turning to Bill Snyder Family Stadium as the 9th-ranked Wildcats hosted the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And after the Cowboys scored on their opening drive, K-State answered back with an 86-yard kickoff return by Morgan Burns, tying the game at 7. And after that, it was all K-State. You can see here Morgan Burns taking it back after that kickoff, and it was great. But after that, it was all K-State. Here's Charles Jones from the Wildcat formation, taking it from 6 yards out to give the Wildcats the lead. And after a 3-and-out by the Cowboys, K-State took it down the field and capped it off with this amazing 17-yard bobbling catch by wide receiver Curry Sexton, who had a huge game. Here he is in the second half, breaking tackles and getting the Wildcats to the 3-yard line before the Wildcat man Charles Jones finished the drive with his second rushing touchdown of the game. And the Wildcats beat the Cowboys 48-14, extending the winning streak to 5. Curry Sexton finished the game with 9 receptions, going for 159 yards and a touchdown. Later on, Marcus Foster hits a 3 to bring the Wildcats closer, but unfortunately it was not enough as Kansas State loses to West Virginia 65-59. Marcus Foster finished with 15 points. Now the Wildcats later on traveled to Lawrence this weekend to face the 9th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks, and unfortunately it was the same story as the Kansas Jayhawks defeated the Wildcats 68-57. Thomas Gibson scored 19 points and grabbed 7 rebounds in the loss, and they face Texas Tech on the road later on today. To women's hoops we go as the Lady Wildcats hope to snap their 4-game skid, taking on Oklahoma State last Wednesday, and it was a thriller. We'll pick it up late in the game. Here's Haley Tejada with the layup to tie the game at 41. 2 minutes later, Breonna Lewis hits the lay-in, and she finished with 12 points. The game goes into overtime, and in overtime you see Lewis again getting the feed, extending the Wildcats lead by 4. Oklahoma will tie the game, however. Here's Haley Tejada making her second free throw to give the Wildcats the lead, and the Cowgirls have 4 seconds to take it the length of the court. Here's Roshunda Johnson driving before dumping it to Lakota Beatty, who hits the desperation 3 at the buzzer, and Oklahoma State thinks they won. However, the shot was just half a second too late. The Wildcats improved their record to 20-3, and up next for them will be Iowa State over at Ames. So, with basketball coming up, it's a really good time to be a Wildcat here in the sports world, and hopefully they can keep it rolling.